charging a person, there is an administrative process that has to follow, which is basically for the preparation and signing of his release warrant. Until that warrant is physically handed over to the correctional officer, it cannot be physically released. So now the warrant was signed and handed over, and Quadri is now free and is going home and is no longer returning to the medium security custodial center. Let me thank all Nigerians and the media for the interest they have shown in the case of this boy. Like I keep saying, you may not understand Quadri's case until you have met Quadri. Those of you that have now seen him, you don't need to have power of clairvoyance. You don't need to be a prophet to look at this boy, maybe by looking at him, to know that, to have reason to question the allegation made against him. So for the fact that a Nigerian child was subjected to this horrendous treatment since January, incarcerated without cause, is unacceptable. Now that he has been released, we have grave concerns about his safety and that of his family. Apart from the fact that you are all aware of the circumstances that led to him being abducted, he was not arrested. Quadri was abducted by so-called area boys. So, handed over to the police. The same people behind his travels, they have not left Nigeria, they have not left Lagos, they are still within that community. So it is only common sense that his family should be relocated somewhere. And I say this without apology, and I'm ready to say this before anybody in this country. I'm ready to say this before anybody. The divisional police officer of Amogoko divisional headquarters has to be removed. If the commissioner of police does not sanction him, along with the other officers who took part in this act of evil, what the commissioner of police Lagos will be telling Nigerians and the whole world is that the Lagos police now connive with criminal elements to abduct children and falsely frame them for armed robbery. So if the Lagos Police Command has no hand in this travesty, this abomination that has been done, if the IG does not consent to what has been done to Quadri, we want to see an immediate action taken against the officers who were behind it. We are not going to withdraw this demand. And as I have said, the police must also compensate him, and we are demanding for 100 million. Our last demand is public apology. If these demands are not made, we don't bluff. If these demands are not made within 14 days, I can confirm to you that I will be approaching the court. I will also be going directly to the Police Service Commission. One message we want to pass clearly is that Quadri's case is not an isolated case. We are all discussing Quadri today because his case has come to public knowledge. So Nigeria should ask the DPO of Amokoko, how many more Nigerians has he falsely framed for armed robbery? How many more Nigerians has he falsely framed for murder? How many more people have they thrown false allegations on and have them remanded in prison or the custodial center? This travesty has to be addressed, and it is in the interest of the Lagos Police Command to understand the gravity of what has happened. As I want to repeat, we are not going to withdraw this demand, and we are ready to state this demand before anybody and authority in this country. So I thank you once again for coming out, and I want to appreciate all of you who have stood by him, who have shown patience with this family. Nobody should ever have to suffer what Quadri has suffered. I, as a lawyer, you were aware in 2022, I went to prison for 1 month in this country because I took up a case against the governor. Yeah. So I have a practical experience of what it means to be wrongly incarcerated. And that is why nobody should be innocent, no innocent person should ever be made to spend a day in the prisons.
Can we speak to Quadri about his experience in detention?
Well, you can ask, but he may not be able to say a lot.
Quadri, can you share with us what happened? Were you tortured? Did you come to under any form of abuse? What happened in prison?
How do you feel now that you're free?
What do you want to? What do you want to do now? Your lawyer has said that you learned tailoring, but what do you want to do going forward? You want to go to school? Can you let him know?
People should help my mother because I don't have anything. I don't have anything to do. Please, anybody can help me. Please. And once you live well, you are staying. Want to sleep well. Please, anybody can help us. Thank Nigeria. My lawyer, my family, thank all of them. There was more promotion.
How did this case the instance of child right violation in Nigeria?
Instance of what?
For this case, child right violation.
Well, there are many children like Quadri in our correctional centers. The juvenile justice system in Nigeria needs to be revisited. It needs to be revisited. And what I have seen from experience, this is not the first time. I've had these battles with the police before. The good news is that we have always defeated them. And this is not going to be an exception. What you will find in each of these cases is that when police arrest minors, most times they will falsify their ages. You heard the magistrate make their point. If they had disclosed that Quadri was 17, not the 18, the magistrate would have asked questions. The magistrate would have had interest in knowing why he should be sent to where adults are being detained. But they lied about his age. They lied about his age. They lied about everything. How can you say a young boy committed armed robbery and you now bring him, attach him to strangers and say they are his casemates and the whole country is moving on? That is not civilization. And then you go back, the DPO possibly has children, he possibly has a wife in his house, but he went home to sleep. He's not bothered, and you are doing this to a child. People he has never met, he doesn't have any relationship with. You said that he's casemates for armed robbery. Meanwhile, even the touts that abducted him and brought him to me, they claim he was involved in street fighting, which is not true. And suddenly you brought him to court for armed robbery. This is an abomination. And the entire country should be alarmed. Should be alarmed. It's an embarrassment to the country. That's why I'm saying, if the commissioner of police is not part of this evil conspiracy, we want to see the action is going to take against the DPO. We are not going to compromise on that demand. The DPO of Amokoko must be removed. We are not, under no condition, even at gunpoint, we are not going to shift on that demand. It must be removed.